Hey all, Rise here. I got a little bit of a cold, but I'm going to try to do this anyway. What I'm doing today is a first-person VOD, which is a first-person point-of-view video of Xellos. And he's playing on Bnet. This is called bnet attack, or Bnet attack. And this is where they take pro players and they just put them up against random kids on Bnet. They just join a room, and whoever they decide to join is playing a pro. So today we got Xellos, and he's from CJ Antis, I think. Maybe I'm completely wrong. But Xellos used to be known for the perfect Terran play, and he's obviously a pro, so he's obviously a good player. So we'll see how he plays. Now the thing is, if you're not familiar with first-person videos, they're a little crazy, so it may be a little hard to keep up with, but we'll see how we both do. Anyway, let's go to the show. First off, they're playing on Blue Storm. It's Xellos is obviously Terran, and we're going to be watching him the entire game. He's playing against a Protoss player. I don't know if they said that or not. I did watch this video ahead of time to see if I could actually do this. And just so you know, it's a TVP match, so if you don't like TVP matches, you don't have to watch. So anyway, what is he doing now? Basically what he's doing is he's taking his SCVs and he's rallying them to the minerals, so right out of the command center they start heading to the minerals. And then what he does is he grabs them and he sends them to the mineral patch so they float through all the other SCVs without getting hung up, because if you don't do that, you'll get hung up on the different SCVs. So once he gets to a count of 8 or 100 minerals, what he's going to do is take his next SCV and he's going to make a supply depot. So you can see he keeps selecting a bunch. He's got 7 at the moment. You can see as he keeps selecting them. So this is his 8th one, and that one is building the supply depot that I was talking about. So now he's got 8 SCVs out there, and considering there's nothing else to do in the beginning, he's just going to continue to manage his minerals. And basically that's generally all you want to do at this point anyway. Not that there's anything else you could do, but that's generally what they do. And it looks like a waste of actions right now, like just clicking all over the place, but what it does is it actually keeps them warmed up. So in theory, if they stay warm, they never have to speed up. They just always at speed, and when they need it, they just start playing. And Xellos cleverly attacking and trying to build the barracks at the same time, which lets him actually put it down without any harassment. Well, with minimal harassment. So now he's got a couple of one SCV attacking the probe, while his other SCV builds the barracks. So this way he doesn't lose one. And you can see he right-clicks on the geyser, because if you do that, it's kind of like clicking on the mineral patch, and your guy will float right to it, and he'll totally avoid all of the SCVs or anyone else in the mining path, and start going over there. So as soon as he gets over there, he starts building a refinery. The other reason you want to get that refinery down quick is so that they didn't get the assimilator tricked on him from the Protoss player, because the Protoss player could have put gas there and an assimilator there, and stolen the gas, essentially, which would have forced Xellos to either pull a lot of SCVs off the line or try a bio build. And bio builds really aren't that good, at least in pro play. You know, he might be able to pull that off in a Battle.net game like this, but I guess he doesn't want to. So I have seen other first-person videos where people have done that, and it's pretty ridiculous, to be honest. It's just when they want to like pretty much show their skills, they go bio build against Protoss. So anyway, you see he just keeps setting his rally points, and now he's got his command center, his barracks, and his scouting SCV all hotkeyed. So what happens is, if you double click your hotkey, say 1, say his SCV is 1, it goes to the SCV, so he can manage that. If his command center is 2, for instance, he just presses 2 twice, and he goes right back there. So he's back in 2 places very quickly, which aids in multitasking, because as you know, you can only do 1 command at a time. But you can make it appear like you're doing multiple commands at a time if you do things like queuing up commands. So you'll see him a lot of times, he'll build something, and he shift-clicks on a mineral patch right after. And that's to send the SCV back to the minerals right away. So it looks like he never has an idle SCV. But really, he's just moving ahead of time, pre-planning, and using the AI to take care of it for him. And now he's just trying to micro a Zealot with 3 Marines, which shouldn't be too difficult. He canceled a SCV from building in order to save it, and now he's just refreshing them with new ones to continue making that factory as quick as possible without losing anything. And it's tough to micro 4 Marines against 2 Zealots, but he's doing a pretty good job actually. And that machine shop's done, so he can either make vultures or he may opt to not. It looks like he's going to use some SCVs to help him out here, and I guess he's not going vultures because I don't see anything producing. You see a lot of hockeying go back and forth. He's putting down a machine shop now, so you see a lot of hockeying chain going back and forth because he's got to control both the Marines, his SCVs, his command center. He's got a micro. He's still got a scout down there that he's messing around with, and he's doing all these things at once, or what appears to be at once. Again, that is the illusion that he's giving, is that he's doing so many things at once when really he's just doing one thing at a time. And that's where high APM, which is actions per minute, comes into effect. The higher actions per minute, the more you can do, the more you can make it look like you're doing, and generally the more effective player you are if you use that APM wisely. If you're just bashing into hotkeys, of course you don't do much. Now he's sending out an SCV to block his choke, or scout. Excuse me, I have a little bit of a cold. So now he's pushing out with those Marines so he can build a fast expansion, and you can see him putting out a fast expansion now. At the same time, he's scouting out with his SCV for either cheese or other quick expansions of the Protoss. Most likely cheese, though, because he saw the quick Xellos. He didn't know if maybe there was a proxy barrack somewhere or something like that. So now he's got the tank and 6 Marines and a Vulture coming out, and he's actually going to be able to push in with this, most likely, because he knows that the Protoss player went goons, because we got a glimpse of that right when the SCV got killed by it, which means he can push in because goons aren't effective against Marines. It takes 4 shots to kill a Marine with a goon, whereas if you went all metal, a couple Vultures wouldn't last very long, even against one goon, because they do full damage, full 20 hit point damage against Vultures, but only half of that to Marines. The tank is still in danger of getting that damage, and the Zealots can still do a lot of damage to the Marines. But again, if the kid is going mass goons, or at this point a bunch of goons, it's not going to do too much damage. So some basic micro here. He takes out the Zealot, and now see the goons have to run away. They can't even handle 6 Marines and a tank because they just won't do the damage. They have to attack the tank if anything, but the Marines are going to be attacking them the whole time, and all he's got to do is micro the tank, and they'll be killed basically like that. So now, taking out a pylon, he puts down a couple of spider mines, and what he's doing is trying to get a spider mine in the group of guys there so he can take out a bunch of guys at once. It doesn't look like that was effective. I think the kid actually microed it pretty well. I keep calling him the kid because it's random. He's trying to drag those dragoons back to that mine and use that as a defense mechanism, and there you see he actually gets one, but he loses a tank in the process. Probably not a big deal. And the thing I want to note here is the fact that this kid is, when I say this kid, Xellos is constantly macroing. You see he's always back at his command center, he's always in his base, he's hardly at the place of action because he's so busy in his base building stuff. And here we see him mining up the field because, again, he knows that there are a lot of goons, and forcing the other player to go robotics facility and observatory, which he may not, he probably would have done anyway, but he may not have. He may have opted to go for Dark Templar tech, quick tech, or something like that, but now he can't. He has to get